go. We're getting the 35th edition of the Alabama College Show started in style. It is a good evening and welcome to the 35th edition of the Alabama College Show from yours truly, Jackson Johnson. Jeffrey from All Talk Sports is on a much needed vacation. He needed to relax. He needed to go see some family members. So I was like, I think I know somebody that would make a great substitute co-host. He is the one and only Coach Smoke Hines from the Coach Smoke Network, and now on the Alabama Primetime Live Show, Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Central Time, right here on Alabama Voice College Football with Manny Wilson.
Let's get it, man. How you feeling today, Jackson?
Oh, feeling all right. Just getting some work done here and there, and getting things rocking and rolling for the college football season to start. We're getting some things rocking and rolling.
Hey, it's right around the corner, right? I mean, a lot of people look at it and say 80, 85 days now, and it sounds like a lot, but 85 days goes by fast, man. Just think about it. Roughly how many days ago? Roughly about 89 days ago, we were talking about spring camp.
I know, right? It's like,
come on now, like it's like yesterday we were literally talking about these true freshmen showing up, and the quarterback battle. People were dissecting day one, trying to make something of day one. Like that was literally about 80 some days ago. So it's going to be tomorrow. We'll wake up and be like, oh man, it's week one versus FSU. I can't wait, man. I can't wait.
There we go. Oh man, we got the applause rocking and rolling.
They hype out there tonight, man.
Agreed. Well, before we get the callers in, let's tell everybody about the magic that we've got cooking up for all of you on Alabama The Voice College Football. For $2.99 a month, you can become a Crimson Faithful member, where you can have loyalty badges next to your name and custom emojis to use in the comments and in the live chat. And when you comment on each of the shows, you get a member shout out. For $4.99 a month, you get access to a monthly hangout with yours truly, Jackson Johnson, Coach Johnny Birch, Jeffrey from All Talk Sports, Coach Smoke, and Manny Wilson from the Alabama Primetime Live Show. And you get priority replies to comments. And that's all by becoming a Saban disciple. All right, here on Alabama The Voice of College Football. And for $9.99 a month, you can become a Bear Bryant legend. And in return, you can connect on social media with each of us, and you can give out content requests of any kind, and neither rain nor sleet nor snow nor bad weather of any kind will put a stop to us from fulfilling your content request of any kind, all right here on Alabama The Voice College Football. And of course, we got the Voice of College Football website. We've got it all. We've got the writing team all right there. Alec Keyser from Indiana at the Voice College Football, Ben from Exploring with Ben and Sam, CFB After Dark, and on Oregon at the Voice College Football, Leanne Herring. Now there's someone who really does it all. She is on, she's on the Kentucky Wildcats Wire website. She's on the Rebel Walk. She's on Ole Miss Live, On the Move with Mark Rogers Wednesday nights. And I can tell you right now, it's always a wild ride. Get out of there, Capital One. And you got John D'Animo from Michigan at the Voice College Football. And you got the host line. Well, what do we have here? We have a new Penn State host. Andy Adair. There we go. There we go. And we got Brian Moore, Bryce Sack. Everyone all right here at the Voice of College Football. Ooh, Nick Haling, the new co-host for the Penn State show. That's nice. Although we'll definitely have to make sure to do some updates here and there. But no worries. It's a daily thing. It's all good. And we've got the show lineup. The Nebraska College Show, the Alabama College Show, Ohio State, Michigan College Show, and there's the Oklahoma College Show that's on tonight as well on the Oklahoma channel. And starting next week is the Iowa College Show with Josh Helmer and Chris Magello. I can tell you right now, they've got some stuff cooking on the Iowa channel, on the Iowa Primetime Live Show as well.
It's kind of funny saying that because I was going to be an interesting topic this season. I think if you really look at their roster, they went in the portal and they got a few pieces. And I think we might see a revamped offense over there at Iowa, and they might have something to talk about this coming fall, competing in they're the Big 12 now. Iowa, I think.
Yeah, the Big 10's gonna be interesting this year for Iowa.
Are they Big 10 or Big 12?
Big 10.
Okay. I always get them mixed up, man. They done moved around. Everybody done moved so much. You know, Colorado was what, Big 12 last year?
Yep.
Now they're Big 10.
Yeah, Colorado's in their first year back in the Big 12 last season.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like no worries there. Oh man. But before we take calls, Pit Snipe Husker says, I was late. Mind introducing Coach Smoot real quick? I don't know him.
Oh, I'm just playing knives. Hey, no pun intended. Hey, I introduced myself, man. I'm Coach Smoot. I'm a sports media talent. I do team reporting, recruiting inside, and team insider reports for Alabama. If you haven't seen my content, you can go check me out at Coach Smoot on all platforms. You see, we do a lot of creative, informative content around the Alabama football program, but not just Alabama football, basketball, baseball, especially women's basketball. We're closely connected, and we get really tied into Alabama recruiting. We've had players on the channel for interviews, and we've just been announced, and we just come on and joined the team over here at the Voice of College Football. So we'll be here for hopefully an extended amount of time, Jackson. You know, this thing is really in its very early stages, and I'm excited to be here. But also, we are heavy on supporting our recruiting. And I'm glad you tapped in tonight. So I appreciate you for tapping in and supporting the content, man. Make sure you like and share the stream, and make sure you're already subscribing. If you have friends that want to be close connected to Alabama football this upcoming year and to go forward, tell them to tap in over here, because we done brought some firepower over to the Voice of College Football, connecting myself with Jackson and Manny and everybody else on this Voice of College Football team.
Oh, man, it's always a fun ride. Tell your friends, your family, and the cashiers at Publix about the magic that we're all cooking all right here on Alabama The Voice College Football. But also, don't forget to tell the cashiers at Publix about the magic that Coach Smoot is cooking on the Coach Smoot Network, where it's authenticity above all.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I appreciate that, Jackson. And yeah, man, I got coaching experience, man. I coached in high school. I coached the high school level for 4 years. And I was currently taking a coaching job before Coach Saban retired, and this career took off. So that's where we are now.
There we go, man. It's going to be awesome seeing what happens, especially with the season getting closer and close every single day.
Yeah.
It's 79 days to week 0. 84 days till week 1, 85 days till week 1 Friday, and 86 days till the Alabama Crimson Tide gets their season started.
I'm ready.
There we go. I am so ready for the season to get started. But while we wait for callers, we've got some more announcements that we want to announce to you. So on Monday, you're going to be seeing a former college coach on with Coach Birch, Jeffrey, and myself from the Sun Belt. And, you know, he did a lot of winning. And let's just say this guy was Coach Johnny Burt's roommate in college. He's the one and only himself, Mark Hudspeth. You're going to be seeing him, and it's going to be a wild ride.
Yeah.
There we go. And Burt's is asking, where is Jeffrey? Well, when you look back on earlier on the show tonight, right here, Jeffrey's on vacation this week. He's kind of chilling out. He's going to see some family members. So that's why he's not here this week. But, you know, friend Brody Smoot has some news. Xavier Griffin is going to be in Tuscaloosa soon for his official visit. And he's an Alabama native, and he's heavily pushed by the Crimson Tide coaching staff.
Listen, man, I've been talking about this situation for some months now, and the decommit from USC was the telltale of this situation. I'm very closely connected with that situation, man, and I think this is just an early telltale sign. I believe Xavier Griffin, and the likes of Titan Davis are going to be those next two commits that are going to boost the overall ratings of this current class's overall grade. Because Titan Davis is definitely right now he's a 3-star, I believe. He's going to end up being a 4-star in this class. The guy's just elite, massive in this build as far as coming off the edge. I think Alabama's looking at him as a bandit, but Xavier Griffin, excited about being on campus. I think he's the one that gets the commit, announces that commitment, and it starts to swing a lot more high marquee names to commit to this class, along with Malachi Lee, who was here earlier. So it's going to be an interesting weekend. I mean, I've been texting a few of the guys already. We may have one come on tonight to check in. They're showing up on campus tonight for the weekend festivities, so we might have one check in on the Coach Smoot Network. So stick around, man. It might get interesting throughout the evening and throughout this weekend and early into next week with some recruiting news surrounding Alabama.
Oh, it's gonna be a lot of fun for sure. And for those that don't know anything about Xavier Griffin, well, he is a defensive end. Oh, get out of there. We don't want to see ads. Yeah, we know 1966 Florida is great. We know Steve Spurrier won the Heisman. Get out of there. Get out of there. Let's show the highlights of Mr. Griffin. The Xavier Griffin show. Here we go. Ooh.
Physical guy, man. Speed. That's why I think Alabama is going to be a very interesting recruiting process for him, because you see him lining up in the edge on a lot of these clips, but you also later on in this highlights, you'll see him line up at the weak side linebacker position, which I think Alabama is going to really recruit him at because of his speed, man. This is like having a wide receiver type speed, but the physicality of what you want in your linebacker, your edge rusher. And then the young man, I think he can learn to use that athleticism in space and coverage, which this defense, the way that Kane Womack designs his defense, or the way this defensive play calling style is, Kane Womack is one of those guys that's going to utilize his skill sets. I just want y'all to see this hustle here. This is your edge rushing linebacker.
Ooh.
You get what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. And you teach athleticism, natural raw ability like that. You get them in the playbook and get them to understand what they're capable of. That's a dangerous individual. It kind of reminds me of what you see out of Dylan Moses coming out of high school and Christian Harris. Just that's pure raw athleticism. You put guys like that with this type of build in the middle of your defense, and especially if they're smart. And Xavier Griffin's playing in Gainesville. They run an extensive defensive scheme, man, like a really advanced defensive scheme that translates it to the college level.
Oh man, there's a fumble.
That's my guy, man. I can't wait to see these guys. Him and Jamarian Matthews playing on the same defense is crazy. We got two. We're about to have two commits from the same school, and possibly. I'm telling you guys, I don't want to continue to say this, but we should get a trio of guys from this roster. You won't see them. You won't see the third guy. He wasn't at Gainesville last year. He just transferred in from Dutchtown High School, named Aiden Kane, 3-star defensive lineman, interior guy. He's on this roster too. You see how much pressure they get on the quarterback from this. This is their last season. I think they lost 2 guys on the interior.
Ooh.
They got 4 or 5 guys in their front 7 that are currently D1, commits or have D1 offers.
Oh, here we go. He's watching. Oh, yikes. Sorry, QB. This is my house.
Yeah, this is going to be, like I said, I don't think there are many others in the runnings for him. I think Texas might be the closest thing, and that visit, I believe, might get canceled after this weekend. And I think he had Texas and Oregon lined up like within 2 days of each other. Texas was like the 13th, and then Oregon was the 15th. So I think he was just kind of going through like the motions of some possible interest. But I wouldn't be surprised if he canceled. He seems very excited. You saw the tweet. You see the staff, they're excited. They're showcasing all their excitement around having all these recruits on this week. I think he's excited about the opportunities there in the room next year. You know, we're going to have a lot of young guys in the inside linebacker room filling some voids with Abdul Sanders Jr., Luke Metz, Duke Johnson, QB Reese will be, a more veteran guy, but seasoned guy, but being in this rotation in this year with the veteran guys in this year, he'll be, fighting for some rotation too. So he'll be walking into a situation where he'll be getting some early opportunities, some early opportunities to play.
Oh, there we go. Looks like we're gonna see
another coverage. Yeah, this is what I want to see.
He got
go back. Was that him in coverage? Right. Go back. Okay. Yeah. I'm just making sure.
Yep. Number 19.
Spy. Okay. Boom. Oh, Lord Hammers.
Ooh. He's playing a little Spider-Man.
On the edge, man. That's what I'm saying. He reminds me of Perkins from LSU. Harold Perkins, right? That's his name. That's the young man's name. That's the type of speed and athleticism and physicality he brings to the game, man. He's that type of speed.
Ooh, here we go. Number 19. Oh, he pushed him down. It's like, ooh. I would hate to be on his bad side, that's for sure.
That part, man.
Boom. Oh, man. There he is. Number 19. He's watching like a hawk. Oh, sorry, QB. This is my house. There he is. Ooh, he's down. There's Mr. Griffin. He's switching around. He's watching.
100%, Zach. 100%. And Snipe, he's 6'2". I want to say 6'2", 6'3", 6'2 and a half, 200 pounds. Pretty light in the britches, but you can tell by his frame it's going to be easy to pack 25, 30 pounds on easy. I think he hit a growth spurt over the last year. Went from like 5'11" to 6'2". Still has that physicality though. You see, when he's making tackles, it's not like what you saw in Justin Jefferson's field when we was talking about him coming out of JUCO, where it was him just literally just getting the tackles. He wasn't blowing anybody up, but just securing tackles. That's what, the value was in Justin Jefferson, getting him with his speed. But you see Xavier Griffin, you get that speed and you get that physicality to really exert some type of aggression. You know what I'm saying? Like that physicality factor is going to be huge in playing the inside linebacker in this defensive scheme, because run fits are important at the will position. Run fits, you're literally run fit key. The mic reads off to you most of the time. You're the one trying to take on that block. If it's the block in the hole, you're trying to stuff it so you can create space for your support to make the play. So it's going to be a good recruiting process for this athlete, man. I'm telling you, man, just the speed off the edge. But there's a couple more guys on campus this weekend. Wadley out of Alabama, he's going to be on campus this weekend. I forget the other young man's name. Jamarian. I forget the other young man's name, but he's going to be on campus this weekend too. I want to say Cooper. What's his name?
Let's see.
I know we got Camarion Johnson. He's going to be here this weekend.
Oh yeah, that's going to be
excited. Go ahead, Jackson.
That's going to be a lot of fun seeing Camarion Jackson.
Yeah, man. Kamari Brooks, that's who it is. Kamari Brooks out of Georgia. 4-star. He's an edge too. And I have I have my own personal belief that in this recruiting class, the 26 class, because of how much talent is currently on roster, I think we might lose one of our veteran guys in the edge room, transitioning to next year. I think we might be able to bring Keon Keeley back. We're losing Collins and Overton in that off of the Bandit room. Henry might come back. He might be an asset for that room. So you got a lot of these bigger edge frame guys that can fit the Bandit room, not necessarily the Wolf, because our Wolf position, the Wolf room, has guys on roster that got pushed to the inside linebacker room because of how stacked it is. So I think we lose one. You still have 5 guys there next year, 4 guys. Your inside linebacker room looks good. If you add Xavier Griffin, then you can snatch up guys like Kamari Brooks to go along with Jamarian Matthews and Kamarian Johnson in this class and really have a solid linebacker, edge rusher, defensive line type combination room recruiting class with this group.
Yeah, and I'm excited to see what this guy Kamari Brooks brings. He is 6'4". He's an edge. He is from Bogart, Georgia. North. How you pronounce that name? North Oconee, huh? And
Oconee.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he's visiting us tomorrow. I like that.
Yeah, this whole weekend, man, this class is pretty solid, man. Jared Edwards, the safety, having him on campus is going to be huge. He's been very quiet about where his true interest is. A lot of people think that Texas A&M and Oregon is right there in the mix. Some people say Georgia, being that he's been having that consistent contact with Kirby for years now. But I think once you come to Bama, man, and you meet the staff, he's going to be talking to Coach Jones and Coach Mo Linguist, and Coach Womack. Mo has a different type of connection in the Maryland, Ohio. I'll even say like New Jersey, that Northeast region of football, the pipeline there. Coach Mo Linguist has a different type of pipeline connection and networking there, just by him being tied to a lot of the developmental coaching and organizations and training centers that are in the area. So that's where you see us winning a lot of these recruiting battles. Justin Hill going into Cincinnati, get there. Northeast, Latsier Brooks going up there and get it. Just because they're on the other side of the ball or they're playing a different position doesn't mean he doesn't have a stronghold or can go in there and manipulate some type of, not manipulate, but add some value to our recruiting pitches and bring the guys on and convincing them of the type of development that he can kind of guide them to at the University of Alabama.
Oh man, so we got Brooks making those little jump balls. He's watching. He's watching. Looking at the eyes. Boom, he's got it. And ooh.
That's what I'm saying. Another guy that you can, if Xavier Griffin is translating to be able to go inside, he has the skill set to be another edge guy that can provide you that flat coverage. You pull out of the blitz, get him in coverage. Take away the running back out the backfield. You got a quarterback that's mobile, another speed guy with size that can really keep up. And the difference between him and the rest of them, man, he's actually already college size.
Here we go. Where is he? Man, camera moves too fast sometimes. I think the camera's afraid of these young guys. I don't know why. There he is. There's Mr. Brooks. He's watching. Boom. Oh, strip. Touchdown. He's watching. He's watching. Oh, he pushed him down. Oh, man. Watch again, everyone. Boom. He knocked him down.
Check him coming off the edge, man. Just he doesn't, and it's not like it's a lot of guys are just naturally strong, right? And they don't know how to control their force or how that leverage when they're a certain force, right? I look at what he brings to the table and I'm like, physicality is there. He's always well balanced in how he attacks, how he initiate contact. Uh, very, very strong with his hands. And then you see the soft hands in coverage. Like, he's a complete linebacker. He's the type of guy that kind of translate like Dallas Turner did. You know, a lot of people didn't like when we dropped Dallas Turner back in coverage, but it was a lot of times, especially those teams like Tennessee that spread us out. Him and Quindarius Robinson, him and Q Rob, they had games where they just were like, not even it wasn't even Q Rob. Who was it last year before Q Rob? Q Rob just graduated this year. Who was the third linebacker in rotation last year with Dallas Turner? It was Dallas Turner.
Yep.
You had Will Anderson, Dallas Turner. Who was the third guy in rotation with them? Dang, man. I can't remember his name right now. Let me go look at this roster. That's going to bother me. It wasn't Q-Rob. It was somebody else. Chris Braswell.
Yep.
Braswell. Right when I was about to go and type, it was Braswell. That's the type of energy he has.
There he is again. He's doing some blocking. Oh, he's like, my house. Where's number 5? Where is he? Where is he? Oh, touchdown.
That's what I'm saying. This is an athlete. You see the quality. You know, this is what I want Alabama fans to understand. Just because we're not staying home and getting everything that is showing up in state or that pops up on the media as a 4-star in state or 5-star guy doesn't mean we're not winning the recruiting battles, because why stay in state when we can continue to establish presence in other regions of the country? So when there's a down year, it happens in high school football. There's going to be a down year in running back production. There's going to be a down year in linebacker production, offensive line. There's just how things, the cycle of the evolution of the game and the anatomy of the players available is. You know, there's a downside like we've recently just now seen the running back position gain more value or start to hit an uptrend in value in recruiting because of the assets and the skill sets being made available. There was a phase where a certain skill set was looked at and that's what was demanded, and you saw that kind of get phased out at the collegiate level, and different running backs were kind of straggling in with those skill sets. But then you start seeing the change of dynamic or what you need to be a 5-star running back, and now we're seeing that become the norm. So that'll be the norm for the next 5 or 6 years, but then you'll see a new style of running back being utilized and showcased. And I think Alabama right now is keeping ahead of the game. We're staying within the frame of work in the evolution of things because of how they're recruiting across the country in different regions.
Yeah, I am so excited to see what these young men bring to the table. I cannot wait for the recruiting visits to go very well tomorrow. I cannot wait to see how it turns out. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, man. This is summer rain, man. I was feeling cold summer too when they first, before they put summer rain out, because I think we got a flip coming. Possibly we might see a decommit on from another school and see a flip to Bama here, or open up a lot of interest to Bama with the in-state wide receiver here. So I'm excited to see this weekend come and go. I'm excited, man.
Ooh, I can't wait to see who it is. It's gonna be really fun. I'm getting excited just thinking about it.
Listen, man, you know you can get the Smook Scoop over on the Coach Smook Network, $2.99. Hey, speaking of memberships, man, tell them about joining the memberships here on the Voice of College Football Alabama, man. Let's get this thing popping here.
There we go. We'll tell it to the audience again. Here we go. We got the Alabama YouTube memberships. For those that missed it, we'll tell it to you again. We got the Crimson Faithful membership, where you can become Crimson Faithful member for $2.99 a month, where you get a loyalty badge next to your name in the comments and in the live chat, custom emojis to use in the comments and in the live chat, and you get member shout outs for $4.99 a month. You can become a Saban Disciple, where you get priority replies to comments and access to a monthly hangout with yours truly, Jackson Johnson, Coach Johnny Birch, Jeffrey, It Only Talks Sports, Coach Smook Hines, and Manny Wilson from the Alabama Primetime Live Show Tuesday nights. And of course, the big one of all, the Bear Bryant Legends memberships tier for $9.99 a month, where you can connect on social media with each of us and you can give out content requests of any kind, and neither rain nor sleet nor snow nor bad weather of any kind will put a stop to us from fulfilling your request, all right here on Alabama at the Voice of College Football.
Yes, sir. So y'all make sure y'all take advantage of that, man. We really about to pop this thing off and really amp it up here over here on the Alabama at the Voice of College Football channel. I'm telling y'all better tap in.
That's for sure. And before we take some callers, let's tell the people about what the doppelganger of Mark Rogers has to say.
Let's get it.
You can make a difference here at the Voice of College Football. Use the Amazon link. Financially contribute to the Voice of College Football without spending a penny. Same shopping experience. It's easy. Go to any video on any channel. Go to the description section and grab the link right next to the capital letters that say Amazon. Use that link and Amazon will instantaneously convert to your account, settings, history, everything intact, just like whatever link you use right now. No difference. Pay no attention to the product that you see right there. Just go search what you want. Don't forget the Amazon link. Thank you for your support. Sincerely, the Voice of College Football.
Let's go, man, Mark.
There,
my guy.
There we go. You can shop on Amazon using this link to support the Voice of College Football. You don't need to buy the product displayed. It doesn't cost you a penny, and you get the same shopping experience with the link down below. And no worries, everyone. Come on in. Give us a call. Give us a little call right here on the Alabama at the Voice of College Football. You want to call in? Let's take your calls.
Got the link in the chat, man. So, Jackson, while we wait for the phone calls, there's a couple of topics that I think we can kind of discuss and kind of maybe excite the people to call in. I know this is my first time being on the set with you. I'm excited, man, with how this thing's going to be going in the future. But I was talking about something on my show earlier today. And, we really didn't take time out at the beginning of the show, but we're here now. And we just want to, again, send our thoughts and prayers out to the Russell family. He and his mom and his sister, they're losing him losing his sister yesterday. Don't know the details of whatever it is, but we do want to just take a moment. Let me take my hat off. We definitely want to take a moment of silence. And pay our respects, man, because that is a young man, and he's, regardless if he was committed to Alabama, you hear about something like that, you definitely want to put your thoughts and prayers out there. So let's just take a moment of silence, take about 10 seconds just to pay our respects to Keelan Russell and his family. All right. And so, like I said, man, I really just sad news, but I had a conversation around it to kind of just, allow just Alabama fans to really see the importance of respecting like what these young men deal with on a daily. And from a standpoint of we have this quarterback battle, right, Jackson? And I want your thoughts on it. An event like this can do one or two things to an athlete with the skill set like Keelan Russell and the fire that he had coming in to spring ball. Do you think that this traumatic event is, and I hate to not, we know how serious this is. I don't even think people looking at this show that know me, they know my heart. They know how this affected me. And I don't personally know his sister like that. I've knew who she was, but I have never got to have an interaction with her. Him, mom, yeah, but her never had the opportunity to have one. But that fire, knowing how close they was, I think that motivates him this fall, man, to really defy some odds. And we know that he's aware of a lot of the social media takes about his chances of being the starting quarterback as a true freshman behind well-respected veteran Ty Simpson. So what are your thoughts, man, on this possibly being like something that could really be a catalyst to what Alabama season becomes? Because the team is going to dedicate this season to it. All of this energy and this motivation to be there for him is going to be there. What do you think, man, of that take I had?
I think you're right. I think you're going to see the Crimson Tide. A lot of the teammates are going to want to make sure Keelan's doing all right. They're checking on him, and they're going to make sure that they're doing all right for him. They're going to help him get to where he's going, and he's going to make sure that the 2025 season is dedicated to his sister. Like it had me thinking about 2009 with UConn, right? I mean, I know it's kind of random, but it's like when Jasper Howard passed away, like he died in that random shooting, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, Connecticut football, as I recall, they dedicated the rest of the season to him. They won those last 4 games of the season, to end on like a good note, including a win against Notre Dame the week before rivalry week on November 21st of 2009 on NBC, and a win against South Florida on Conference Championship Week on ESPN2, and against South Carolina in the Papa John's Bowl. And I think you're going to see something like that happen with Keelan Russell. And here we go. We have our first caller of the night, the one and only himself, Zachary Wilges.
My man, Zach.
How you doing tonight, good buddy?
What's good, everyone? What's good, Coach? What's good, Jackson?
What's up, Zach?
It's going all right, Zach. It's nice to meet you. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing good, Jackson, and it's nice to meet you. Coach knows me because I'm on the show all the time. But
that's one of my mods, man. That's my guy, Zach. He's been with Coach Swoop Network and the AAA family here for probably now. Oh, there we go. Now I got some audio. Zach's been with us for about 2 years now. Really sticking close to the content here.
October will be 2 years.
Yeah. So appreciate Zach for pulling up, man. What's up, Zach? Hey, and Jackson, this is one of my guys, man. You talking about diehard Alabama, going to find the stats, going to find where the numbers are. That's what Zach does, man. So everybody welcoming Zach in the chat, man, over here on the Voice of College Football, Alabama.
Oh, and Zach, I just want to give you a heads up. I just added you as a moderator for the Alabama channel.
Oh, snap.
Okay. All right. So, but yeah. How's it going tonight, guys?
It's going good. We just got a new member over here on the Voice of College Football, Mary J. Appreciate you for showing love and supporting the Alabama Voice of College Football, man. This is going to be I'm telling you, Jackson, this is going to be a interesting journey watching this channel just take off. I mean, I really have aspirations to just continue to support you guys' agenda because the plan, man, is already there. But I don't want to get into that. Zach, what's on your mind, man? Again, thank you, Mary J.
Oh yeah, I'm excited for the season, man. You know me. I'm excited to get out there and see our boys play and make a run for another national championship, and to bring Coach DeBoer his first Power 5 or D1 championship. Because he's had it at the like D2, D3 and AIA level, but not at a D1 level. So we want to bring him his first D1 national championship, his big one, and help him grow and just become another great head coach that Alabama had. Because two of the greatest of all time came from Alabama. Why not make a third?
Right. Might as well.
Might as well.
There we go. We're gonna make sure Kalen DeBoer gets that natty.
What's the likelihood of it? We've kind of talked about it on my chat, but what's your outlook on this season coming up, Zach? Share that with the viewers and viewers. We want to encourage you all to please join the call-in show. You see, Zach isn't on camera. You don't have to come on camera. We just want to hear your voice. This is called the Voice of College Football for a reason. We are the people. We the people are the voice of college football. Without fans, what is college football, right? So don't be scared. Jump in, grab the link in the chat. Come relax with us. I'm here until 8 o'clock, so I definitely want to talk to a lot of people before I get up out of here, and I want to hear you all's thoughts. The link is in the chat. Definitely click on it. Come spend about 5 minutes with us and give us your thoughts on your Alabama Crimson Tide.
But yeah, and like Coach said, you don't have to be on camera. Just come join, speak. Hey, I mean, I have trouble with public speaking, but I've been calling in to coach a show for over a year now, and so hey, he'll work with you, make you comfortable, help you, let you spill your views and everything. You don't have to be an Alabama fan to call in and spill your views, because we want to support everybody and build this channel greater than just an Alabama channel. We want everybody to come in and have a safe space to where they can talk trash if they want to.
Zach, give me your projections on the season, man. You about to go into your whole spiel, man. We want to hear about Alabama football, my boy. Get excited,
I'm trying
man.
to help the channel here.
Man, come on, give me your
my
spiel,
moderator.
man.
I'm doing my working duties.
Let's go, man.
But anyway, my predictions on the season, the likelihood of a national championship. Right now I think we're sixth or seventh in the national championship ranking odds. So I want to say it's Ohio, and this is my predictions. It's Ohio State and then us. I think it'll be between Ohio State and us this season, because Ohio State's bringing back a lot of talent that they bought, but it's a cohesive team because they won a championship last year, so it's proven that it can, that they can work and be cohesive. So, but this year, I think we have a more capable quarterback. Not that Jalen wasn't capable. It's just Jalen had learned three different offenses in 4 years at Alabama. That's a lot for anybody to do. When you have three different offensive coordinators that run three different schemes, right. It's a lot for anybody to learn, and then on top of it being his first season learning the offense, and then having to read defenses, having to be more relying on his arms than his legs, when he's used to being a dual threat quarterback, your typical dual threat quarterback. And so it was a lot, but I believe this year with a pocket passer, we have a greater chance, because in years past, when we won a championship, more times than not, we had a pocket passer quarterback that stood in the pocket and just slung the ball around the field and when he needed to, and then handed it off and got our run game involved when need be. So I think this year will be a greater chance for us to get a national championship. Not saying it's going to be easy or it's going to happen. It's just the odds are more in our favor this year than they were last year. For
sure, man. For sure. I like that explanation there. I think the the cohesiveness has a lot to do with it. Ryan Grubb being back, and a lot of things that you said. So, anything else for him, Jackson? You got anything else for Zach?
Well, what's your record prediction for the Crimson Tide going into 2025? Like,
ceiling, 12-0, floor 9-3, but my prediction will be 11-1, 10-2, because the two games that worry me is South Carolina, because we all know in 2010 when we went to South Carolina, it was a trap game, and South Carolina wasn't that good, or we thought they wasn't that good, and they beat us, you know. And then, of course, you got to go with the Auburn game. Anytime Alabama goes to Jordan Hare, there's some voodoo over there in Lee County that just stumbles us up and gives us trouble. You know.
Facts.
I mean, can we get past it? Yes, but it's just one of those things that just happens. You know, I don't know why it is that way. It just is.
I know, right? Like, Auburn scares a lot out of me for sure. Because, like, the last time we even won by double digits against Auburn was in 2015. Part of it was because Will Muschamp was throwing a temper tantrum at the referees. And also, South Carolina, we got lucky against South Carolina last season at home.
I don't even think that was luck. I just think it was a solid game between a team that was finding their identity in South Carolina and a team that was really struggling to solidify identity in Alabama. Both defenses were kind of the helm of what the team's identity was producing as far as their record. You know, their offenses were both struggling. Lenore Sellers more so composed and more effective in their scheme. And they don't play a high speed rate of offensive style. So it kind of fit. They made us play into their style, but we were able to weather it. And we saw a few big plays made by the defense to make that. And that's what I'm excited about, to see this defense continue to grow and continue to solidify itself. Because last year, man, we were only seeing, flashes of what that coverage could do when those stunts are being thrown up front, and a lot of those slip looks and roll coverages are thrown. It's an exciting thing to watch Kane Woman call this defense. But Zach, you absolutely right with a lot of your points, man. And we just want to say thank you for pulling up, man. Shout out to Zach.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide, man.
Roll Tide, roll, Zach.
All right. I'll holler at you guys later.
You're always welcome to come in on the Alabama Call-In Show. Don't be a stranger.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I will do.
Zach Widgets, everybody. Let's get it. Let's get it, man. That's a good first time call over here, man. Zach usually calls in and we get to talking over there on the network, especially when the season comes in. He's like one of the primary feature callers to start off the morning show. And then the Friday shows, the pregame kickoff or the kickoff shows. That hype song, man, it's a thing to be there. You got to be there to see it. And we're gonna be integrating it here over on the Voice of College Football, man. I'm excited. I love this energy already. So if you're in the chat right now, take a moment right now to like and share the stream. If you're right here on YouTube on this channel, share the stream directly to somebody's DM. Share it on your public profile. Make sure it's public so people can see it on Facebook. Let them know that you're tuned in to the new hypest college football, Alabama college football coverage that you're going to get on YouTube here at the Voice of College Football, Alabama Voice of College Football, with your boys Jackson, Voice of College Football, and then I'm subbing in tonight. And then Jackson, who's your normal partner here on Thursdays, man?
At Jeffrey at Only Talk Sports. He is the usual co-host for the Alabama College Show right here, 9 p.m. Central Time, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, Thursday nights. We moved up the time zone because it was like Jeffrey's not here tonight, and I wanted to make sure that everything was easy on Coach as much as possible. And
yes,
I was like, and he gave the idea, 6:30 to 8 p.m. is the best time. And I'm like, that's an excellent idea.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let the guys know at the Voice of College Football know. And it's like, boom, it's all set. And plus, I forgot the NBA Finals Game 1 is on tonight.
Yes, and you know what's crazy? I got the high school highlights film review for those kids looking for opportunities. Man, we're doing live highlight reviews for 30 minutes, just rolling film, rolling different guys, and it's gonna be a fun one. But I'm looking at the viewer count, man, and we got 11 live here on YouTube, man. So that means we should have at least 20 shares by the end of this stream. And then what else? I see the Voice of College Football channel on Twitter has 19 coming through, checking in. Migrate over here to this YouTube channel, the Alabama Voice of College Football. Hit that subscribe button. We're trying to race to 5K. We're trying to hit 5K before kickoff. All right, help reach that agenda, man. I just put the pressure on us. So make sure y'all are helping share the word. More people need to see what we're doing here at the Voice of College Football, the Alabama Voice of College Football. I got to start putting Alabama in front of that. I'm gonna work with Jackson, y'all. Y'all see, I'm trying to get my promo voice going. I can't do it like Jackson. He a pro at it, but I'm gonna get it down.
It takes a lot of practice, and here's the key to it. I've watched a lot of VHS promos, especially the Disney ones. So it's like those always come in handy. All those people that are like, oh, just fast forward those things. Like, nah, that's gonna come in handy one day.
That's what's up, man. But diving into more conversation, man. We kind of got Zach's thoughts on the quarterback battle. Chat, I see a lot of y'all are big commenting in the chat. This quarterback battle, I think, is really going to be interesting, just from a skill set standpoint, man. To have this situation going into the fall, I think both quarterbacks, when you look at the experience level, yes, Todd Simpson has been at the collegiate level for 3 more years than Keelan Russell. But if that's the case, and we're seeing that Todd Simpson is able to improve on his game at a certain rate, Keelan Russell has stepped in and put this as his baseline. You can only expect the true freshman to get better as he continues to develop in a scheme that fits his skill sets. My debate and my argument for starting Keelan Russell, the true freshman, is if you're getting similar type looks and effectiveness in practice, right, with Keelan Russell behind protection. I mean, he's seeing the game the same way. He's seeing the processing things at a similar rate, and he gives you an extra wow factor with his legs, with his ability, his release points at different angles with getting the ball out, right? His change of pace ability, things of that nature. When you can add those things, and he's not adding or taking away from it with the freshman mistakes that you would see normal freshmen make, how do you not take an opportunity and utilize that asset? That's my question to you, Jackson, and to the chat. How do you not take an opportunity to utilize an asset that's performing just as well as your senior asset?
That's what you gotta do. Any assets you got, utilize and attack. That's what you gotta do. Make sure you utilize.
And we gotta see it, in a, especially at the quarterback position. We're coming in a time now, and I think Bama Nation will agree with me. We're coming into a season where we all believe, and I think I can speak even for people that have a difference of opinion with my takes. I think we all can believe and agree and say, we just want to find the quarterback. If we find the quarterback, we don't care what else happens. We feel like if we find the quarterback, everywhere else will fall in place if we find the right quarterback. And so, who is that? And I truly believe Ty Simpson can be the guy, and I truly believe Keelan Russell can be the guy. Right now, if my heart wasn't in it, if it wasn't like with the recent events, I would say it's Ty Simpson's job. But this situation, this incident, this tragedy, to me, knowing where his family is from, where he's from, what he comes from, his determination to get to the point he is now, this season will not be a failed season, or it will not come short of anything that he doesn't want it to become fall short of, because it's just that type of determination. And I think we've seen this brotherhood really come together when you saw 0 scholarship players hit the transfer portal after the spring.
Yep. And we got Minnie Hunt in the chat from Corn Nation, and very good friend of the Voice College Football Network, giving out a Roll Tide and a GBR. How you doing tonight, Minnie? It's good to see you.
Good to see you, Minnie. Roll Tide.
Oh man. Well, no worries. The call in link is in the chat. So if you want to call in, the link is down below. And we've got 31 people watching on /Twitter on the Voice College Football account. Come on over to Alabama with the Voice College Football. Don't be a stranger. Come on in. Check out Alabama with the Voice College Football.
Hey, Jackson, we saying that now. I believe right now that, as we continue to be consistent with this and continue to evolve into what we're turning into, man, we're gonna have to tell people to slow down clicking that link here in a few months, man. I'm telling you. And I really do believe that, man. I'm a praying man, so I don't play when I'm dedicated to a team. I want this team to succeed, and just as much as I want my baby, the Coach Smoot Network, to grow, this Alabama Voice of College Football is very, very it's on a uptrend. The trajectory of it is through the roof, and I can't wait to see and be a part of what it's going to become here in the coming months, man. I'm telling you, it's gonna be different. We're gonna have some of everybody trying to call in and want to get their thoughts across. Even tonight, I know some people are still nervous in the chat. You're still nervous. There's no need to be nervous. I am no professional. I love Alabama football just like you. Jackson does too. We just so happen to like to get on the camera and talk about it and make the mic, get everything hooked up, and we invested in it to create something else around it. But what creates the real content around it and the real thoughts around it is your voice. That's why you are here at the Alabama Voice of College Football. So tap that link, come in and talk to us. And while we wait, I almost forget to say that. And while we wait, Jackson, thoughts on the defensive side of the ball. We have some freshmen that have made some noise. Of the freshmen on the defensive side of the ball, who are you most excited to see really get an opportunity to perform going into this 2025 fall season?
Well, I'll be honest. I'm excited to see what our CBs can bring to the table this year.
Okay.
But yeah, because I am so ready for that passing attack to just go at it. I'm ready to see what we bring against Florida State week 1, because Castellanos is going to be trying to have his big game in his first game together with Gus Malzahn and Mike Norvell at that Florida State team in Tallahassee. And I'm just going to tell you right now, they're not going to last long.
I don't think so. And I'm kind of right there with you with the cornerbacks. I'm just Dijon Lee, one, is who I'm excited to see. I think he's going to play a lot of reps right there at corner. Then Justin Hill, right there at the edge at the Wolf position. I think he's right there embedded in that 3-man rotation at the Wolf as an edge rusher. Then Abdul Sanders Jr. at the inside linebacker position. With Deontay Lawson being out, he really made strides taking advantage of some of those first team reps next to Nakai Hill-Green. Then Ike Taylor, I don't think he's going to play an impact role unless there's some, barring some injuries. But I think if there's an injury in the secondary behind Zay Mincy, you might have Ike Taylor, Dre Kirkpatrick on the same level, interchangeable, who gets the next rep there. And when you have guys like that, man, you're talking about true freshmen on the defensive side. We saw the true freshmen thrive in this defensive scheme last year. Both Zay Mincy, Xavier Brown, all three, Zay Mincy, Xavier Brown, and Jalen Mbakwe all had success in his defense as true freshmen. I can't think of any defensive lineman on the front that really got an opportunity last year. Saya Fager didn't really get an opportunity. True freshman. We didn't have any really last year that were up front and really thrown into the fire to produce. But in the secondary, that's where we saw those guys produce. Coach Mo had a very important part to play in that. And I think it's going to carry over this year, man. The secondary looked very good in all the spring scrimmages that I went to. The back and forth between them and that elite group of receivers was that's probably the most entertaining spot to watch and practice, the ones between the wide receivers and the DB. So I'm excited. What's up, James Jordan? Good to see you, man.
Good to see you, James Jordan. How you doing tonight? We are glad to see you. And again, call-in links in the chat. So if you want to call in, give your take, call-in links right here, and we'll be happy to hear what you got to say.
Yep, Dijon Lee, man. Dijon Lee. Remember the name, chat. You remember last year, Xavier Brown? We added Cam Calhoun to this room. Dijon Lee is not going to be thrown into the fire to fail. He's going to be put in favorable position. I can't wait to see what the dime look is when we have 6 DBs on the field instead of 5. Who's the extra DB? Is it Zay Mincy coming out to be, the over-the-top safety? Are we walking Bray Hubbard down? Are we subbing Bray Hubbard out and bringing in Dijon Lee to play that other nickel corner or that slot corner? Are we sliding Cam Calhoun to the slot corner and putting Xavier Brown on Dijon Lee on the perimeter? Like this, the extensiveness and the flexibility of the secondary is crazy to see what's available. We may not have 16 guys in the group, but we have 12 that literally you can throw any group of 5 or group of 6 out there on the field at the same time, and if you feel confident with how they're going to be able to execute.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun seeing that defense bring the A game for sure. I'm so excited. See what we do against Georgia, what we do in our revenge game against Vandy, Oklahoma, what we do against Tennessee, what we do against LSU and Auburn. It's going to be so much fun.
Right. Speaking of those teams, man, a lot of these games, and I feel like this is a topic of conversation for the fan base also. A lot of these games that we had on the road last year in Kalen DeBoer's first year, he played close in a lot of these road games, and was able to coach the team into close losses. We look at the Tennessee loss on the road. You look at Oklahoma on the road, which was uncharacteristic. Defense played immaculate. Offense didn't play its best game. And then what was the other loss on the road?
We lost to Vandy week 6 on SEC Network. We lost to Tennessee, 2 weeks after. Then we lost to Oklahoma by 20 points. We didn't even score a touchdown the week before.
28-3.
Uh-huh.
I remember that. I won't ever forget that one. What's crazy? I do a live game simulation on my channel every Friday night before or Saturday morning before the kickoff on NCAA, right? And I play it realistic. If you haven't seen my gaming content, we don't cheese. We really play, and we try to mimic the play calling styles that we've been able to evaluate based off of our eye and our experience and how we see. And we usually have other content creators that play on the other side and create realistic situations or game-like play for the opposing team. So the computer doesn't have a chance to just be OP. But last year, it was one of those games against Oklahoma where I had to play against the CPU. And in that game, Alabama won 31 to, I want to say, I still got the clips. I want to say we won 31-24, right? And but we had 7 turnovers in that game on the video game now. So and then when I go back and I looked at it, I was like, man, this game really looked like that. Like I struggled to move the ball on the video game against that Oklahoma defense. And that's what I said in my analysis. I said Oklahoma's defense would present a problem, but I felt like Jalen Miro's athleticism would get us out of a lot of those situations. Offensive play calling was there, but he did not have a good day making decisions against Oklahoma. So I don't like to dwell on the past, but just to think on how and where we lost it. I think this year a lot of those matchups we're favorable because we won some good ones on the road that we get at home also. And then we got a big one on the road in Athens. We got a big one on the road in Baton Rouge. No, LSU comes home. LSU comes this year, right?
LSU comes home this year.
Yep.
We have to go to Auburn. We have to go to South Carolina.
That's the one.
Those are the ones that scare me. Like the
South Carolina. South Carolina was the one I said, and people called me crazy. But Shane Beeman that late in the season with this team, all that experience, they're going to be dangerous if they're healthy. And that's all there is right there. They have depth now at some key positions, especially at wide receiver. The running back room is going to, they're going to have to find a guy or two. Lenore Sellis is back. That offensive line, the interior is back, and they look healthy. They look strong. So I'm not putting anything past South Carolina, and we know Shane Beamer is always going to put a tough defense out there.
Oh yeah, I mean, like Shane Beamer, I feel like I'm getting Spurrier vibes from him and vibes from Frank Beamer, his daddy. Like, it's like I keep thinking about that South Carolina Virginia Tech game on week 1 on August 31st in Atlanta because it's gonna be like Shane Beamer going against his father's old team. It's like that's gonna feel awkward on the one hand, but on the other hand, it feels like it's got the same vibes as South Florida Notre Dame 2011. Because like I remember watching Sports Center. They were showing like the random pregame show highlights.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, Lou Holtz was saying, usually I go with Notre Dame, but I'm going with South Florida because of my son Skip Holtz.
Hey, and it's cool to see that you know, you got the Applewhite family tree. That son is starting to step up into some coaching at the collegiate level. We got Coach Womack here at Alabama. You know, I can't wait to see that game when he has to coach against Ole Miss. That's going to be a cool one. We haven't seen Ole Miss yet under Kalen DeBoer's tenure, which is weird.
I know, right?
Ole Miss or Mississippi State. Well, no, we had Mississippi State on the schedule last year, right?
No, we didn't.
No, we missed on Mississippi State last year too. Dang, we're not going to have either one on the schedule for this year either. They should be back on the schedule next year though.
It's just so weird not playing Ole Miss, Mississippi State. But I mean, it's like if somebody asks, "How do you feel about not being able to play Missouri?" I really don't care.
I don't want to see Missouri. I think that matchup, it doesn't bring any value to our schedule year in and year out. It's like they start off hot, and right before they see Bama, they fizz out, and we don't ever get any credit or strength of schedule credit for beating them when we see them. But Ole Miss always gives us a game when we go to their house. They just find a way. I don't care who it was. Hugh Freeze was there first, right? During that time, and Bo Wallace and Chad Kelly, those years back to back. That was some crazy stuff. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited about this season coming up. The schedule. I think a lot of people think I'm not going to say a lot of people. I saw a content creator saying that Alabama has one of the tougher schedules. I don't think so. Honestly, I think our schedule is very favorable. I'm not saying it's a cupcake schedule, but I think the schedule is very favorable. Yeah. Very favorable for the type of team that we have, the amount of experience and production that we're bringing back, the staff continuity being reestablished. You're bringing back both play calling styles. It's going to be crazy. Got a talented roster. It's a favorable schedule for us to, like Zach said, 11-1, 12-0 wouldn't be a reach. It's not crazy to talk like that with this schedule.
Well, and on the schedule note about Ole Miss, Mississippi State, this year, well, last year was the first time since 1991 that we didn't have Ole Miss on our schedule. Last year was the first time since 1947 that we didn't have Mississippi State on our schedule. 2024-2025 is the first time since, and I'm looking at the series history of Alabama Mississippi State. It's the first time since 1937, 1938 that Alabama has not played Mississippi State in consecutive seasons.
That's crazy.
I know, right? And I'm going ahead and looking for the Alabama Ole Miss series. Now, again, like 1990 and 1991. There you go. First time since consecutive seasons that Alabama and Ole Miss are not playing each other in consecutive seasons. That's super weird.
That's crazy.
I know, right? It's just like so. Oh my gosh. But, well, Minnie has a question for us. And it's, which are the 3 toughest games? What are Alabama's toughest games?
You want to go first?
Let's go ahead and take a look at the schedule. I think South Carolina, Auburn, Tennessee, Georgia are the toughest games for me. I'll go with like Georgia, South Carolina, Auburn, and Tennessee. Those are my top 4 toughest games for Alabama.
Okay, I don't think Georgia's going to be a tough game, man. I'm one of the fans that's looking at what's happening at Georgia, and they're catching Alabama way too early in the season. I think after the Alabama game, Georgia starts to turn the corner, and they got a few matchups on their schedule that, ends up making them, be able to stay in the runnings to be in the playoffs. But I truly think Georgia can lose 4 games this season. And losing to us at home is going to be one of the big ones. I think they can lose at Auburn, 2 weeks after playing us at being able to host us at home. They host Ole Miss after playing at Auburn. And then they have the rivalry game against a team against Florida, who by that time I want to say that's week 7 or week 8 in the season. Florida, if they're healthy, I think they could be a solid team too. They won 8 games last year, in that they had the toughest schedule in the SEC by far. So you got those 3 games, Alabama, Auburn, Ole Miss, Florida, 4 of those 5 games on that 5-game stretch. Georgia finally has a schedule where they have to pay attention. They can't really drop 1 and 2 and then if they drop 2, they might drop 3 because all these teams look good. Then they kind of get the rebound against Mississippi State, but then they host Texas late in the season. So Georgia finally has a schedule just because of where they have to play. Having to go to Jordan-Hare, having to host Alabama early in the season, having to go to Knoxville week 3. I think they get that one, but they're going to be a tough game. Then they get a bye week, and then they start a gauntlet between us. But that's Georgia. I think we're gonna handle Georgia decisively. Just the experience factor for us, I think it weighs heavily, and the defensive pass rush. I think Gunnar Stockton's going to see his first dose of a real pass rush. I agree about Tennessee coming in and giving us a tough game, but I don't think we struggle to lose that. I mean, to win that one. I think it more so of like a game where we see some uncharacteristic things happen, and we end up having to pull away in the fourth quarter. South Carolina, that's the one that scares me going to South Carolina. I really think they're going to have a good defense, man. I really do. I really do think they're going to have good defense. And once again, like us, the experience factor on the offensive side, I think it's there for them. Oklahoma coming in, I think that defense is going to give us some problems. I don't think they're going to have it together on offense as of yet. And our defense will be just as good. So it'll be whose offense is executing. But I think that'll be a tough defensive game, and it's homecoming. That's homecoming. So we're going to see Oklahoma want to be spoilers for homecoming. And then, of course, at Jordan-Hare, we don't have to speak on that. I will be there, though, representing the Coach Spook Network. And possibly we might be having some representation with the Voice of College Football with my guy Jackson and getting Manny on board. I got some things working to collaborate the 2 visits together so that we can really give these people the full effect of being the Alabama fan and being in the know of everything that you need to know, insights, opinions, factuals, everything you need to know for Alabama football. You want to get it here at Alabama Voice of College Football.
There we go. Well, I'm just so excited thinking about getting ready to rock and roll for 2025. I mean, 2025 can't come soon enough.
Man, look at the schedule, brother. Like, this is an exciting schedule. We don't have after September 13th, we don't have weeks where we could kind of sleep anymore. Even I mean, up until the through homecoming, you got to think Oklahoma is homecoming. That's going to be a huge game from September 27th when we go to Athens. Then we got payback against Vandy at home. Then we got to go to Missouri for who knows what they're going to put on the field and what that's going to look like if we're going to play to the point we need to after beating Vandy back at home and getting our revenge, right? That might be the first mental test of the season going into Missouri because we know they're going to show up for Georgia. We know they're going to show up for Vandy. 2 emotional games back to back. We're going to watch our team at Missouri. I don't think they beat us, but I think that's one of those games where we got to be on our P's and Q's. Tennessee comes in, follows up with another tough game, kind of like South Carolina did last year. Then we go to South Carolina, play another tough game there. So we got a schedule that's fit, and it is like one of those ones that's going to help us grow up. If we execute, man, it just continues to pair what I believe will be another 10 year of dominance for Alabama.
Oh, there we go. It's going to be fun. And I had the Georgia schedule pulled up because a little while ago you talked about how they could have 4 losses.
Mm-hmm.
I know that you said on your channel a week or so ago, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I forget how long it was, but you had Alabama beating Georgia by 4 touchdowns or more.
Yes.
I kind of like that. Like, I hope that does happen because, like, it wouldn't surprise me because, like, Mike Bobo is a disastrous offensive coordinator for Georgia.
Yes.
So
yes.
You're never going to win a natty as long as you got Mike Bobo as your offensive coordinator. And you got Georgia Tech. You got to go to Atlanta on Black Friday. And Georgia Tech gave you a game last year.
Last year should have won that game. Officiating was cruel. The officiating in that game was cruel. Did they play that in Athens, right?
Yes, they played it in Athens.
So yeah, it was cruel. It was cruel, that game. But I'll say this. I will say this. Georgia Tech, they went into the portal and they got some defensive guys that were sitting on rosters, I believe, at Texas, USC, Notre Dame, Illinois. I mean, some studs guys that were really highly rated guys coming out of high school, under the radar, 4 stars. And they're on that roster at Georgia Tech under that defensive scheme. I forget the defensive coordinator, but we saw Georgia Tech's defense really show up against Georgia's offense last year. And it wasn't like Georgia was trying to just run the ball and overpower them. They really had Georgia in handcuffs in coverage. They got some quality guys in the secondary. Georgia can lose, like I said, and I don't know if you want to pull the schedule up, but I got, for real, I really have them losing to us. And I wouldn't even, I think they can get upset by Tennessee week 3. If Tennessee somehow finds a way to keep it a close game through 3 quarters, Georgia's in trouble. They don't have explosiveness right now. Nothing established. They might find out in this game what it is.
Well, and I'll be honest, I can definitely see Auburn upsetting Georgia, but
At Auburn.
Oh yeah, Auburn's scary. They're scary.
You don't know what Auburn's going to be if they're kind of in the situation with us. I think their secondary is in horrible shape. That's another spot of their team where they got to figure out some answers, a lot of answers. But on the offensive side, you find that offensive, those tackle positions, and find you a guard that's going to be able to be your pivot man that we know Hugh Freeze likes to establish on his offensive line. I think we see Auburn make a run, and their schedule is favorable. They have Auburn. I talked about this, and it made me sick to my freaking stomach when I said this. But Auburn can be a 10-2, 9-3 team this season. Go look at their schedule. A lot of heavy games at home. As we have a guest pop in the background, man. Burks, are you ready to come on?
Yeah, man. What's up, dude?
What's up, man? Welcome on, brother.
What's up? Jackson, how you doing, man?
I'm doing all right. Staying busy as much as possible. How you doing today, Bert? It's always good to see you, man. Yeah, he is one of our regular callers of the Voice of College Football Network, and he's always calling in, and he is an amazing supporter of the network. And I can tell you right now, you'll love his takes, Coach. I can promise you that.
100%, man. Welcome in, Burks. Appreciate you for coming in. Nice to meet you, brother.
Yeah, man. You're from Alabama?
Yes, sir. Phoenix City, born and raised.
Nice, dude. Yeah, I've never gone to Alabama, but going to the stadium, Bryant Denny is something that I would love to do one day. But yeah, it's pretty cool. So
it's definitely a sight to see, man.
Yeah, man. So how do you guys feel about, like, I'm still curious, right? Because I really want to know the QB battle, right? The Ty Simpson and Keelan Russell, man. Like, I'm really curious, like, where's it at? Like, because I'm not hearing much about it, but it seems like Ty Simpson is like the person right now, but like, I don't know. So
well, I'd like to say this, man. Kalen DeBoer already came out and said that this battle is going to go into the fall. They haven't decided on they're not decided on who the starter is, and I truly believe it. Just being there on site at practices at the first 2 scrimmages, I got to see a lot of things unfold. And this is a true freshman that's outperforming your 3rd-year redshirt sophomore. He's leg and leg and neck and neck with your 4th-year redshirt junior. And you're talking about a scheme where the guy in front of him has had a year or maybe more to kind of get acquainted with the system. Then you have a guy behind that in Austin Mack that's been with the system now for 3 seasons, in both phases of how they called it last year to change it up for Milroe to fit Milroe skill sets, and then what they originally wanted to be under Penix. So this is those guys, and you have those evaluation things, these blocks that he's checking as a true freshman, and you only expect him to develop more because April to March to April, you see this type of stride. What do you expect off-season, film sessions, fall camp coming in, fall camp, with the more familiarity is there. So I think Keelan Russell has a real shot to be the starter. And we've seen Ty fold under pressure when it comes to these QB battles before. If any Alabama fan, and Jackson was I think he was one of the guys that, I'm gonna support Miro, but I think Ty Simpson could be the guy. Why isn't he getting his chance? A lot of people were like that last year, and it's a reason why. The composure factor is there, but then also you have to be able to run this style of offense with a certain pace. And I think that's what they're waiting to solidify with either of these quarterbacks. Can you run the pace and style that we want to utilize to accent what the defense is going to provide for us?
Yeah, no, it's really interesting because Keelan Russell was a guy who just shot up the rankings all of a sudden, right? Like I think last year, he was like he went to like a really high 4-star to like the number 2 QB or number 3. It depends which website.
3-star.
3-star. Yeah. Oh yeah, he was 3-star. I remember. Yeah. Actually, never mind that. But he shot up, man, and he's really good. I've seen some of his film and stuff. I do feel like he does need to put some weight on. Don't you agree? Like, because I noticed he's really skinny. Like,
I don't know if you've seen any updated pictures, but he's actually eclipsed the 195 mark. He came in at 180. Yeah, he's 6'2", 195. No, 6'3", 195 right now. And I seeing the pictures of him from at graduation, he looks like he's really beefing up. He and a couple of the freshmen, Latia Brooks, even came in and put on about 15 pounds of muscle. We saw the same type of body transformation from Ryan Williams last season. I think that's what everybody was excited about, Jackson, with Ryan Williams and Jalen Mbakwe putting on that weight that they put on. Jackson, what's your thoughts on the quarterback battle? I done sat here and hogged it with my
I'll be honest.
expertise.
I filmed my Jacksonian episode with Gabriel Pickup from Rutgers at the Voice College Football. Shout out to Gabe and Adam on Rutgers at Voice College Football. I talked with Gabe. He asked me if I was worried about the QB situation, and I told him, I think that this battle is going to continue on going into the fall, obviously, but we'll know more on who the starter is by the time it gets to, I would say, the week of Florida State. We'll know by then who's going to be the starter. It's that good of a battle. But whoever's the starting quarterback, they're going to be very happy with what the offense is looking like. And the best part is for the wide receiver game for Ryan Williams, it's not all on him. It's not all on him.
I'm actually glad Ryan Williams is putting on weight because I'm telling you, he looks so skinny. I feel like I could like body slam him, literally. Like, I'm actually glad he's putting on some weight and he can be strong. And who knows, maybe he can be better than Jeremiah Smith this year. We'll see.
That's gonna be a tough feat, man. That's one thing I will not do when it comes to evaluation of players. Alabama's not going to have the best player at the position every year. And Ryan Williams is a talent, but Jeremiah Smith, if you want to draw up the perfect makeup for an unstoppable wide receiver, you build a Jeremiah Smith 6'4", 210, 4.4 speed, 4.3 speed, 38-inch spurt, literally hands, 2 drops as a true freshman last year, 2 recorded drops last year, I believe that was, with the second most targets on the in the wide receiver room. So this young man is going to be different, and it's going to be hard to really scheme up and stop him. But I think Ryan Williams is going to, have an opportunity to really explode this year because you have 3 other assets in that wide receiver room that you have to cover. Isaiah Horton, Jeremy Bernard, true freshman, another one coming in, Latia Brooks.
Horton, here's the tide.
I'm telling you, man.
Now, you think this is make or break for Kalen DeBoer this year? If he doesn't make the playoffs, do you guys feel like you guys may move on with him, or like what do you guys feel about that?
Go ahead, Jackson.
You won't hear that from us, that's for sure. You're not gonna hear. Like, I don't think that's gonna happen. Like, third, fourth year, I think you'll be seeing people calling for heads. But, with the world of college football, kind of like where you're seeing with the NBA, you can get fired for slipping on a banana peel. And it's increasingly getting that way with college football. But I don't think we're going to be like that this year. If we're going, like, we would have to have a 7-6 win season for us to get to that point, but we're nowhere near that point, so we're good to go there.
And we can always say what we don't think will ever happen, but let's just say everything we've seen talent wise doesn't transpire to the field, and Alabama goes 6-7. Will there be conversations? Of course, there should be. Why were we regressing when, on hindsight, we supposedly got better? I don't think Alabama's roster got better last year from the roster that they had the previous year. I don't think they got better. I think you lost some skill sets at the wide receiver position with Jermaine Burton leaving, going to the draft. You lost Ja'Cory Brooks out of that wide receiver room. You lost Jalen Hell to injury out of that wide receiver room, who was going to have a huge year, I believe, last year. We saw him coming on the first year as a rotational player last year under the last year under Saban. So a lot of pieces got missed. You lost your first round offensive lineman, J.C. Latham, lost other guys on the front, defensive front, lost stars, secondary guys transferred. You had 17 guys hit the portal after spring. It was a crazy year. So for people to say that Alabama's roster got better because we picked up Damani Jackson, Keon Sabb, and Jeremy Bernard and Parker Belford, you're crazy. That was one depth chart piece to replace in 3 out of those positions. So for what that coaching job that Kalen DeBoer pulled last year, to if he was to come back and regress from that with seemingly a better roster and his staff intact, I think then you have reason to have conversation. Which at this level, man, it's inevitable. It's inevitable if you have a regression like that. We saw it happen to Billy Napier.
I actually thought Napier was getting fired after Mississippi State, like at that time. I actually thought that was going to happen, but I'm glad he's not, because it was a blessing in disguise.
If they would have fired Napier, they would have pushed themselves further back, at least 5 years, because he's really been going through the fire to try to reestablish, get Florida back solid and competitive. And they're there this year. I think Florida might slip into the SEC championship game. You know, they handled their schedule last year, man. They handled their schedule, and they avoid teams like us. They get LSU, I think, early in the season. They get Georgia, you know, at a neutral site. Like all the big games that matter, is favorable for what their team is bringing to the table.
Yeah, I mean, like that tail end last season, it was so funny though. Like last season, when Florida decided, okay, we're giving Napier that vote of confidence for 2025, they get smacked around by Texas. Everybody's throwing the baby out with the bathwater, but then, boom, they beat LSU. They spoil playoff hopes for the Ole Miss Rebels, and then they defeat the Florida State Seminoles and beat Tulane. All right there.
Yeah, man. But yeah, man. Burks, you got anything else, man? Well, I'm not trying to get him off. I got to get ready to get out of here. You all know I have Thursday nights. We have our high school highlight review. We got to go get set up.
There we go, man.
Yeah, man, and I'm excited about it because this is the new format. Tonight is just reviewing guys, and so I know Alabama Nation loves their recruiting. This won't just be Alabama recruits. We're just providing a platform, a stage for any recruit looking to have an opportunity of gaining some exposure by getting your highlights reviewed and being seen on a platform that's gaining some exposure and gaining some ground.
There we go, man. Let's tell the people what you got going on tonight on the Coach Smoot Network, man.
Listen, on the Coach Smoot Network, man, we call it Check Them Out, Coach High School Highlight Reviews. If you have any high school players, high school athletes that play football, whether that's male or female, we got females playing flag football. Make sure you tap in on the Coach Smoot Network. Submit your highlight film links and all of your profiles and stuff to my DMs on either Twitter or Instagram, or you can hit up my brother Brody Smoot at Brody BRODY SMOOT on Twitter. DM us your links and your film. Follow us. Subscribe to the YouTube channel at Coach Smoot, and tune in every Tuesday and Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, where we will be doing highlight film reviews, reacting to your highlights, your skills, and trying to get you an opportunity at the next level.
There we go.
Really cool, man. Really cool. I'm proud you're doing something like that. That's actually amazing.
I appreciate it, man. I really do.
Yeah.
Well, Coach, we'll definitely be seeing you soon, and let's get Coach Smoot to 5,000 subs. Let's get Alabama at the Voice College Football 5,000 subs.
Yes, sir.
we're gonna get things rocking and rolling before
Hey, tell them they better lock in, Jackson, because it's about to get real crazy. This ride about to take off real fast, and if you ain't strapped in, you might fall off. We don't have no rooftop. We pull up with no roof. You know what I'm saying? Car ain't got no roof. Show ain't got no roof. We really about to take off, chat. So hopefully y'all are excited and ready to get to going in. We want to hear your voices, and I appreciate Burks for tapping in. It was great meeting you, man. And can't wait to continue to see you on and hear your thoughts and just continue to interact through this content base here. Jax, you already know, man. My brother, we here, man. This is only up from here, man.
Hey, I'm just here for Jackson, man. Jackson is the GOAT. So, a lot of my Michigan fans hate me because I betrayed them, but I had to do it. So,
yeah.
Jackson's an amazing guy, man.
Honestly, the show would not happen without the co-host and all of you in the chat. I'm gonna be real.
Nah, man, Jax, you do a great job, man. I appreciate you for even inviting me on, man. He's absolutely right, man. You definitely a trailblazer in this industry. I think a lot of people are surprised to see these personalities collabing at this level. The different dynamics, but I try to tell people I don't meet strangers. And when it comes to Alabama football quality content, if I'm invited on somebody's content that I already admire, right? I don't come on to try to make it my own. I'm trying to figure out how I can enhance it so that I don't mess up the quality of it. And that's what I'm here to do, man. Just enhance and to continue on the great work that you and Manny and the rest of the guys are building, man. I'm excited. So let me get out of here, man, before I get long-winded, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Voice of College Football family, I appreciate y'all for tapping in, all the support here at AAA family. Thank y'all for coming over, support. Don't forget, man, we got 104 live between all platforms right now. Make sure y'all come over to YouTube, tap in at Alabama Voice of College Football on YouTube. Also, come check me out at Coach Smook over here on YouTube on all platforms at Coach Smook. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Roll Tide to my family. Y'all have a great rest of the show.
Roll Tide, roll, Coach. And we'll be seeing you soon.
Sir.
All right, man. And Pit Snipe Husker says, Criminy, y'all are still going like, is this JRE? It's like, no, we're not there. Well, we're not at the JRE, but I appreciate that though. But you were saying, Burks?
Yeah, no, I have a question for you. The coach guy is gone, but I do have a question. I think you might answer it. But why did Justice Haynes, why did he transfer out of Alabama to Michigan? I'm just curious because he had a pretty good season that year. It wasn't elite, but it was good, right? So I'm just curious, did he just leave because he did not like how Alabama's game plan of they're going to play more air raid or something like that, or I don't know,
Well, I think he felt like Alabama was the better option. So, I mean, Michigan was the better option than Alabama. So I think that's what went through his mind. And we got Godfather of the SEC in the house tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. And he asked, where's Jeffrey? Jeffrey is out on vacation this week. He is spending time with his family, and he is on a much needed rest. And what is up, Godfather? How you doing tonight, good buddy? Thank you for tuning in.
Everyone's asking about Jeffrey, man. Yeah.
And Pit Snipe Husker says his folks sent him to camp. Like, that's funny. Oh man, that's just so funny.
Caden the man, he's lurking in OHIO podcast. He's there all the time. He stopped coming on Mark Rogers, so I think Mark Rogers really hurt his feelings, dude. When he did that.
Oh yeah, I saw where he randomly reopened his channel.
Yeah.
Where it's he doesn't have his little videos like the ones where he's owning Pigskin Pete and Uncle Lou or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's I don't know if he's gonna bring those videos back, but we'll wait and see. But I saw something, but I'll send it to you in Discord.
Yeah, no, he said I told him, hey man, you're doing another unsanctioned show. I'm coming back to destroy you again. And he was he didn't answer, but he comes. If you want to see him, he comes on OHO podcast and does his rants, and they're just oh god. But I'm missing him, man. I'm kind of missing him now. on Mark Rogers. Oh my God, dude! Like Jesus Christ.
Oh man. Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you get that message on Discord I just sent? Like
Oh,
that
I'll check, man. But yeah, no, he wants to start some new beef with me apparently. So let's see how that goes. But
oh Lord. It's just like good
hey,
grief.
if he had the unsanctioned show, I'll make sure I want all you guys to tune in because it'll be crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Like if he were to do one, you know, like a lot of people are gonna come apparently. But let's see, you know, because apparently the first show of me and him, it went so bad. I destroyed him so badly to the point that like the guys started to leave one by one because it was like, what the hell is even going on? You know, like he just brought some random crap like that had nothing to do with like milking mamas, and I was like, damn, people just started leaving, dude. It was like, what the hell?
Oh man. I'm glad Coach Smoke hasn't had to deal with that guy.
Oh my God, yeah, no. Like I don't want him on here. He can come on Mark Rogers, but at the same time, like I feel bad for Mark Rogers. He's trying to run a business, but you know, yeah, I'm trying to make him normal. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to do. Make him normal. Like be a normal caller, like what Mark Rogers says, man.
Yeah, I'm just kind of like I probably should have done what just Mark did. Just be like, okay, we let you on too long, Caden. We're gonna let new callers in.
Yeah, no. Yep. So, man, what else was I trying to say, man? So how does the you going to any Bama games this year, or probably not, or you trying to go on any of one, or not really?
I'm gonna make sure I can go to a few of them for sure.
Cool. Do you live near Tuscaloosa, or?
Actually, I'm like almost an hour, like an hour or so away from it.
Oh, you're an hour. Okay.
Mhm.
You live in that like town, that NASA town that they always talk about. I don't know if it's called Birmingham or something.
No, I'm in Meridianville. I'm basically a few minutes away from the border of Tennessee.
Oh, really? Damn.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Yeah, it's cool.
That is for sure. And Bevo's bodyguard is asking, is Bama cut? Nah, Bama's fine. They're fine.
Dude, this guy was saying crazy stuff about Ohio State and Texas. I remember he went on Ohio State. He was just saying like how Wingo is better than Jeremiah Smith and stuff. Like this guy is something else. I swear.
Nice.
Yeah, man. Oh, that's all I got for you, man. I have to go and check something out quickly. I might come back on the chat, but if you don't see me, have a good night. Take care, man, and yeah, I'll always support you, man. You're like my new ally. You know what I'm saying? Because now I betrayed my Michigan fan, but well, I had to betray them because they're going a bad route. But like, you know, I'm trying to find new allies and new community. So it's like you're one of those guys. You, Adam, and all these people. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
We appreciate it, man. And you take care and you have a good night. Sleep well, man.
Yeah, you take care, my man. All right. Bye.
We've got the call-in link all right here on Alabama with the Voice of College Football. And if you want to call in, the link is down below. And let's see. Wingo versus me. Oh, Lord. Sounds like I don't need to get in that battle for sure. Huntsville, Alabama. Nice. That's pretty cool. I know a few people that live in Huntsville. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, we know a lot of people in Huntsville, but who knows? I think you can see a few things coming up down the pike for sure. And Huntsville, yes, Huntsville is NASA town. It is NASA town. Yeah, because you hear a lot about NASA, so there's that. But it's gonna be really cool seeing what happens. And any questions you got, you can put them in super chats. You can put super chat contributions or any contributions, we will take your comments, questions down below, and we would love to hear what you guys say. Agreed. I could see that, Chris Camp. I can definitely see that. Bevo's Bodyguard says Wingo gonna be the best wide receiver in college football. You heard it here first. Okay. Well, have I seen you before in the chat, Bevo's Bodyguard? I think I have. I'm one of the past call-in shows, probably before the end of 2024 or the start of 2025. I think you've been here before. I just want to see if you're familiar. But anyway, while we if you want to come on in and chat, well, call in links in below. But there's no callers here. Well, we're gonna end this show within about 3, 4, 5 minutes. But in the meantime, while we wait for callers, you got the Voice of College Football @Twitter account, where you got top-notch discussion, debate, and analysis with no off-season. Once again, breaking the fourth wall, inside the 16th wall, inside the 64th wall, inside the 256th wall, all right here at the Voice of College Football. You won't want to miss it. Here, there, everywhere. It's kind of like that. And you got TJ and Johnny Olden on the Michigan Call-In Show. Garrison on Ohio State at the Voice College Football, hanging out with the Michigan crew. And you got Garrison and Brian Stanos bringing that magic. And what do we have here? The premiere of the Oklahoma Call-In Show from Josh Mueller. And you got Blake Lane bringing out the magic on the Auburn Primetime Live Show for his second episode. There you go. The West Virginia Mountaineers offense projection. Justin and Brian bringing magic on the Nebraska Call-In Show. All right there. And you got Marty coming on the Voice College Football, talking with Mark and friends. The Thursday live schedule. The Clemson boys, Jordan and Tiger Paul Craven on the 148th edition of Clemson Tigers Live and the 123rd edition of the All In Show. And then you got the Voice of College Football Instagram account, where it's magical all over the place. You got the West Virginia offense, the Kentucky offense, Calzone Calzada as QB, NCAA 26, the alternate covers, all right here. Bama bringing the magic. Go Diego, go at Vandy. Thomas Hammock at Northern Illinois. The Auburn Tigers, what a coincidence. Bringing the magic under Jackson Arnold. The Oregon Ducks. The Wyoming Cowboys. And you got the Voice of College Football TikTok account, where you see magic all over the place. You see Shamadonna throwing out his puberty voice over the Michigan Wolverines, losing to Michigan State via botched punt. But you see 4th and 31, the game is on the line, and Isaiah Bond catches a game-winning touchdown against the Auburn Tigers to ensure playoff hopes for the Crimson Tide. The Auburn ladies are devastated. They're like, the one with the white fingernail polish is not happy. Not happy whatsoever. No. But all those guys, they're like, I'm not even supposed to be here today. But the Alabama Crimson Tide, all happy. Happy, happy, joy, joy. And you got the Facebook page for the Voice of College Football. You got Mark and Cam bringing that magic on Miami Hurricanes Live 429. Clean Mike and Terry T on the world famous Buckeye Show. The Ole Miss Live Show with Leanne Herring and Mark Rogers. Don't worry, folks. Ruby Dreyer is coming back before the season starts. That we can assure you. Alec and Bradley on the Indiana Hoosiers Live Show. Clint Foster and friends on the Biggest 12. Mark and Corey on their 199th edition of Hawkeyes Live on Iowa at the Voice of College Football. It's all right here. All right here on the Voice of College Football. And this is the last call for callers for a couple more minutes. So we're going to go ahead and put the call-in link in the chat. So if anybody wants to call in here, now's a good time. And we will take your calls all right here on Alabama with the Voice of College Football on the 35th edition of the call-in show where we take your calls. No worries there. But of course, while we wait, I'm going to tell you, check out Coach Smoot Hines on the Coach Smoot Network, on YouTube, on X, on Instagram, and you can check him out on the Alabama Primetime Live Show with Manny Wilson, Tuesday nights, 6 p.m. Central Time. And of course, you can check out Jeffrey at Only Talk Sports, where he talks sports every single day, or at least he tries to. And let's get him over to 10,000 subs. He's going to get there. I can promise you that. He is one of the hardest workers out there, and I can tell you right now, he needs all the rest he can get. You can check him out on Only Talk Sports, where he goes over his take on college football, NFL, NBA, college basketball, transfer portal, all of it, all right here on Only Talk Sports. And you can give him a follow on at Only Talk Sports. He is closer and closer to 20,000 followers. So come on in, give him a follow. Here he is. We've got his YouTube channel all right here. And we've got his X account all right here. And of course, before we get to me, we got to tell everybody. Oh, here we go. We got Oregon Ducks Live host, Ben from Exploring with Ben and Salmon on the Oregon Ducks Live show. How you doing tonight, man?
You don't want none of this Oregon stuff. You don't want none of it.
I'll be honest. Like, I want to see a home and home between Alabama and Oregon. That'd be pretty fun.
I would prefer even a couple of years ago, home and home with Georgia. At least Georgia then has to go to Oregon. You know, not that neutral site in Atlanta. What is that's not a neutral site? Get the hell out of here.
I know, right? Well, I mean, I'm just kind of like I want to see like home and home, but also like those little neutral site games. But it's like I don't want it to be only in the South. Also, like for there to be like a West Coast neutral site this way, where it's like everybody's happy. Because I mean, who doesn't want to see a Vegas neutral site game? I do.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, Vegas would seem like a decent neutral site where it's not right on a campus or next, an hour drive. But I guess it's close to LA, but a home and home would be good. That's why I've appreciated what Alabama's done, like with Wisconsin and stuff. But Georgia has yet to do it. Tennessee did it years ago with Oregon, and that didn't end well for either of those games with them.
I loved seeing Oregon throw the beat downs on Tennessee. That was so funny.
That didn't work out for them at all. But yeah, I mean, I appreciate at least, we went there, they went to Oregon, that's what the home homes are supposed to be. A&M had one with Oregon. I believe it was supposed to be in 2012 or 2013 or 2014 or something like that, but they bought out of it. So they were like, nah, we're good. Even though they were getting Manziel while we kept Mariota, and they were just like, nah, we're okay. And paid like $500K to get out of that shit.
I mean, like A&M got afraid of Oregon, and they got afraid of Texas. Typical.
Well, and I mean, I kind of understood, they were going to the SEC, so they were like, hey, we gotta figure stuff out. Oregon's damn good, so why put ourselves in that spot? But they didn't know that Manziel would be Manziel in that sense, that he was.
Or
that we had Mariota. I mean, a lot of people don't in the SEC know we had Mariota and Manziel in the same recruiting class, committed at the same time. And Manziel dipped out because he was like, yeah, I'm not, that's what happens when you have that type of talent on a roster is they're like, we're out. I mean, Mariota forced Darren Thomas to leave Oregon.
Yeah.
He pushed him out, basically, never even taking a snap in a game.
Well, hold on one sec, because we got a super sticker from the Godfather of the SEC for $9.99. We appreciate that, good buddy. And he's got the number one finger. We're number one. We're number one. Love it.
Everything on the network helps. We love it. I'm highly supportive of it, no matter what channel is. Definitely support it.
Exactly.
Minus my co-host is on vacation apparently, but he's retired, so he's always on vacation. And left me ranting for 40 minutes by myself last night.
Yeah, I saw a little bit of it last night.
Well, you didn't need to stick around for much of it. Don't worry.
Oh man, but we'll go ahead and make sure we tell everybody about it anyway. It's the 92nd edition of Ducks Live. Holy crap, that's huge.
It should be a lot. It should be more, but yeah. Well, no, actually, 92nd. That's not bad. Actually, it is what it is. It is what it is. Well, we're just gonna roll with that. Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, I mean, it's like, and it's called A Much Needed Rant About Oregon Athletics. Like, don't worry, I won't make you rehash it. You good?
Yeah, no, please, thank you. I appreciate that. I am now in full off season for Oregon sports, at least outside of recruiting.
There you go.
It's done with, so don't have to deal with it.
Oh man. Well, and there's gonna be some hot takes for the 2025 season, supposedly for After Dark from the After Dark crew.
I still have to come up with some. I have some in mind, and I'm not sure if they're hot takes, cold, or way too hot. Like,
oh man.
Or what fan base I'll piss off because of it, So I'm not sure. So we're gonna find out maybe.
Oh man. Well, I will say this. I'm looking forward to keeping an eye on After Dark for sure.
What? Yeah, because you're like there all the time.
I know.
And
I may be taking off this week from it. I'm not sure. Just be like kind of chilling out. Just be like, there you go.
Well, we'll talk about scheduling this Sunday coming up with that because the next week is Father's Day. And so maybe we'll actually, 2 weeks from then is Father's Day. So maybe we'll do back-to-back weeks this week and the next week and then skip Father's Day because of the holiday. And there's some scheduling conflicts but sort that out.
That is true. That is true, man. But yeah, and what you got going on your channel, Ben? Like for those who don't know.
Not much with Exploring Ben and Sam. Sam just walked in the door. That's why I was like, he's like, where's dinner, bitch? That's basically what he's thinking. I haven't finished it yet. But yeah, no, we're gonna put out a video in the next few days. We did with a guy on YouTube, Deadly Knot. He'll be tagged and all that stuff. Good times. A little something different. Then Sam and I will go more filming this summer. Just
there you go, man.
Busy.
Yeah, we gotta get you 5,000 subs, man. There we go.
I just need to get monetized again.
You got
personal channel.
Oh, your
nice.
personal. Oh man, your personal channel got demonetized. Oh man.
Yeah, like 8 months ago.
Oh.
YouTube. I love YouTube.
So check him out on Exploring with Ben and Sam. Give him a like, give him a follow, give him a subscribe, and give him a follow at Exploring with Ben and Sam and Exploring with Ben and Sam. My mistake. At Exploring with Ben on X. My bad.
That's good. I changed it, but X never officially changed it, so it is what it is. I would love to see a home and home with Alabama. I would love to see that. But if USC wants to be a bitch and drop Notre Dame, I hope Oregon picks up Notre Dame.
Oregon Notre Dame doesn't scream rivalry to me.
I will. I'm writing the article. Don't ruin my thunder here with the article, okay?
Oh, I'm not. Ooh, I didn't. Ooh, I didn't know it was ruined. Ooh, spoiler.
Not yet. Let's just put it this way: old school versus new school. Gold versus chrome.
Ooh.
I mean, be kind of flashy.
Ooh.
Be kind of flashy.
There we go.
I mean, USC has been sucking the last 15 years. What do they have? What do they have to offer?
Let's see. Well, I mean, they only won a conference title in 2017, but they haven't really. Yep. There's the smoke. There you go.
That was they were going against some of the worst teams. That got Mark Helfrich fired. That 2016 year that USC won, and that got Oregon's coach fired. It was so bad. So they weren't exactly playing against the top tier competition. Now they did beat Penn State. I will give them that, but still.
Yeah, I mean, like that 2016 team, like that was like, wow. Like,
that was riding Sam Darnold's ass all the way through, to get what they could.
Oh yeah, it's like I remember like 2017, USC was just too overhyped. It's like they're riding that hype from the Rose Bowl, but it was gonna bite them, and it did against Washington State.
Well, yeah, I saw a post from Washington State about that, but that was 2016 when they went into that Alabama game. Wasn't that the one where they came out like animals out of the tunnel and got, what was it, like 49-3 or something like that? Like,
52-6, I believe.
It was. I turned it off after the first quarter. I was like, no, I'm not watching this. This is awful. This is terrible.
Just kind of going, USC just kind of going, it's okay. It's okay. We'll be all right.
Pretty much. So, yeah, it is what it is.
Oh, man. It's like, it was just so funny. Oh, man.
I mean, people can't understand. That's why I will sit here and trash talk USC all day long. And, of course, like Washington, because just like if you say Alabama, for some reason, say you broke off, made your own conference, and you're like, we don't want Auburn involved. And then Auburn gets to join, you'd be like, screw you, Auburn. Well, that's what happened when USC left for the Big Ten. They're like, we don't want Oregon and Washington joining. Then we got in, and we're like, haha, you suck, USC. And that it's just a natural hatred, even though they're not technically a straight up rival. It's just I can't stand that fan base.
Oh, man.
Fan base is terrible.
Oh, man. There you go. The smoke. There you go. And there you go.
I've been doing it for years.
There you go. That's kind of what Bama did to USC in 2016 with Clay Helton. Just like,
I mean, it is. It literally is. It's just the intro of that when they came out, acting like feral dogs, basically. Going, yeah, we're here to fight you, and then just absolutely get. I won't say the word on the stream, but you know what happened. Alabama took them out behind the woodshed, and you know.
Oh yeah. They kind of had the Pop-Tart on them.
Times like 1,000.
Yeah. It is like, nope. Pop-Tart look a little too happy.
Yeah. So times 1,000. All right. Well, I didn't know Sam was getting home this early, actually. Well, fuck, it's 8:30. There's the F-bomb. There it is. 8:36. So I'm going to get off here. I'm going to finish dinner, but I just wanted to drop on and say, great job, Jackson, as always. And hopefully you'll be on Sunday to give some hot takes, because I'm sure you have some about the SEC.
There's always something. I mean, I can always find something. If I'm not on After Dark with you guys, then I'm definitely in the chat somewhere.
I mean, it could be a hot take. Iowa scores 32 plus points a year on average this year.
Iowa, oh man, it's like Iowa scoring 32 points. It's like,
but they give up more. They give up more than that on average.
Oh wow!
Ooh, you didn't see that side of it coming, did you?
Oh,
that would be like a full what? What happened, Iowa?
Oh, one more question. How's your left hand doing? How's it doing?
It's a bum hand. Hey, come here, Sam. Get on camera. Yeah, he popped in the door and he's like, "What are you doing?" And he won't come on camera. Smart man. He's a smart guy over there. It's better. It's better. Getting movement back. That's all that matters.
Well, tell Sam we said hey, and I said hey, and we'll definitely be seeing you soon, man.
All right, everyone, make sure to check out After Dark Show on the main channel Sunday night, 10:35 p.m. Eastern,
9:35 p.m. Central Time, 7:35 p.m. Pacific Time.
I'm not supposed to mention Central Time anymore. It doesn't make sense, apparently. Ooh. That was a hot take. That was a Mark text.
Oh.
Blasting Mark text out of there. All right. Oh. Have fun. Everyone, continue to support the shows on all the channels. Have a great time, all right?
You too, man.
Bye.
That was Ben from Exploring with Ben and Sam in Oregon at the Voice of College Football. He is a great host of After Dark, and I can tell you right now, he's been one of the people that's helped me get to where I'm going, but he's also helped numerous other hosts as well, like John Diamo. He's helped like Jordan Bowman and a few other hosts that you see on After Dark. Like, you'll love what After Dark brings to the table. Like, I can tell you, it's always a wild, wild, wild ride on that show. You got some craziness for sure. And we will have time for one more caller, but of course, I'll tell you where you can check out Crimson Tide Live on the audio platform or the Primetime Live show. You can check it out on Apple Podcast, Spotify, Amazon, iHeartRadio. Please leave a rating and a review all right there on Alabama with the Voice of College Football and on your favorite audio platform. Stay tuned. You're not going to want to miss it. You'll be in, it's like if you're not too crazy about watching it on YouTube or X, check it out on Apple and Spotify, iHeartRadio. And, if you want to check out Jeffrey at Only Talk Sports, you can check him out on Only Talk Sports on X/Twitter and on YouTube. And, of course, Coach Smook, who's on with us tonight. We thank him very much for coming in to sub in for Jeffrey at Only Talk Sports. He did a fantastic job, and we look forward to seeing what he brings on the Alabama Primetime Live show Tuesday nights, all right there on Primetime Live. And you can also check him out on the Coach Smoot channel, on the Coach Smoot Network, on YouTube, on X, on Instagram, on TikTok, for however long TikTok stays in the USA, let's be honest. But of course, you can check me out on Jackson Johnson 979 on YouTube, where I've got my show, The Jacksonian, and my latest episode with Gabriel Pickup, our friend from Rutgers at the Voice of College Football and the founder of NBA Rumors and News.com. And for more updates on what we've got going on Alabama at the Voice of College Football. Oh, by the way, for a future update, we are going to have Brody Smoot coming on for a show on Crimson Tide Live. We're still kind of getting the details on it, but we're bringing him on. We can guarantee you that. And you're going to love hearing his takes. You've heard Coach Smoot bring him up a lot tonight and on Tuesday. Well, Well, I can tell you right now, you're going to love what Birdie Smoot brings on with Coach Burt's and myself and Jeffrey as well. And for more updates on what we've got on Alabama at the Voice College Football, or on the Jacksonian, or on my weekly calls on the Paul Feinbaum Show, where the weekends are full of surprises, you can check me out on Jackson VOCFB on X/Twitter and on Instagram and Threads at Jackson Johnson 543908. And you can check me out on Jackson Johnson 97 Blue Sky Social, where my friend Mike Debate says where the skies are blue. And with that being said, we wish you all a happy Thursday night, and let's get Alabama with the Voice College Football to 3,000 subs, 4,000 subs, 5,000 subs. Now, Texas is the last SEC team that made it to the playoffs, went to semifinals, but that doesn't mean they're better than Bama. No. We're better than Texas. Let's get it. Let's get Alabama to 4,000 subs, 5,000 subs. Let's get the Crimson Tide. Let's get Alabama with the Voice College Football there. Let's get the channel there. And with that, I bid you all a good night, and to like, comment, subscribe, click on the notification bell so you never miss another video or another episode whatsoever. And we will see you soon. And roll Tide!